So, the secret to learning English is that the best English practice doesn't feel like practice at all. So, today I'm going to show you exactly how to make that happen. And it's using something that your child already loves. So, if your child has any hobby at all, whether it's sports, drawing, cooking, gaming, watching YouTube, this video is for you. So stay till the end because I'm sharing a 3-step strategy that works with literally any hobby, and you can start using it today. So if you're helping a child grow their confidence in English, subscribe to this channel. I share strategies that help kids move from understanding English to clearly expressing their ideas. So let's go ahead and talk about why so many kids go quiet the moment a topic doesn't interest them. And it's not what most parents think. So school English and real life English are two very different things. So when kids only practice for tests, for homework, English stays a subject that's for school and school only, right? It never becomes a tool that they actually own. So the kids who become truly confident speakers are the ones who start using English in their real life for the things they actually care about. And the great news is you don't need a curriculum for that. You just need their hobby. So if you're helping a child grow their confidence in English, subscribe to this channel. I share strategies that help kids move from understanding and being very shy or anxious learners to confident and strong English speakers. So if you want your child getting guided and structured speaking practice on topics that they love and that it's student driven, I run the English Confidence Club for kids ages 8 to 12, and go ahead and the link is in the description. There are limited spots available, so sign up now. All right, so kids memorize language they don't need, right? And then they forget that language. They never use it, right? And that's just how memory works, right? So textbook English doesn't always work. And textbooks are used to teach English for hypothetical situations, right? Hobbies teach English for real ones. So that is a key difference. When a child learns the word protagonist because they're obsessed with an anime character or a character in a book, they will never forget it, right? They'll always make that association between the anime character and the word protagonist, right? When they learn ingredients, it's because they're following their favorite recipe and it sticks, it creates that meaning and connects it to their personal experience. So real context creates real memory. And that's not just a teaching theory, that's just how your brain works and stores memories. Yeah, so again, the trick is the best English doesn't feel like practice. So this is the shift I want every parent watching to take away. You know, when a child is doing something they love, their guard is completely down. When they're not worried about making mistakes, they're not thinking about grammar, they're just communicating. For example, one of my students just went to Disney World in Florida, and before she was a little bit nervous, and now she's telling me all about her experience in Florida. She's showing me pictures. She's describing these memories. She's describing what they ate, what rides they did, who they saw, which Disney princesses, which characters. And this is just an example of, hey, travel is a great hobby, and this was really important to my student. So she shared these things with me, completely forgetting that she's using English. So again, this is that relaxed state where the real language acquisition happens. And remember, parents, the goal of learning a language is not to be perfect. It is natural and it is supposed to be used for communication. So remember, sometimes people think that you have to be perfect in the classroom, right, when you're learning a language. But in real life, nobody's perfect, right? All right, so if your child is already watching YouTube, they are already being immersed in natural English. There are so many native English speakers that have content here. And we're going to turn that into active. And you should ask them, hey, tell me about your favorite creator in English. What do they make? What types of videos or content do they create? Why do you love them? Why are they your favorite? That why question is a great one for my more advanced speakers. So it really extends the language and creates longer sentences. So retelling what a creator said or did is natural. Summary is natural, like summarizing, right? So we're having them summarize exactly, what's going on. And they also get to share their opinion, which kids love to share their opinion on things that they enjoy. So I want you to challenge them to try describing one video in English, even if it's one sentence, two sentences, three sentences. This is real speaking practice, and it will really help them develop great English skills. And this works well because kids already have deep knowledge and strong opinions about the creators they follow, right? They are the experts on their favorite YouTube creators. Another one, I have a lot of students who are interested in drawing or anime or both. So these kiddos have incredibly rich inner worlds, right? They have beautiful, beautiful imaginations. And this translates excellently into English. So describing their favorite characters and their personality builds that adjective vocabulary naturally, which is great. Retelling a storyline in English builds sequencing and narrative skills. First, this happened, then that happened. X, Y, and Z, right? Comparing favorite characters and explaining why develops opinion and persuasion language. So again, please ask your child to describe their favorite character to you as if you've never heard of this character. And you will be amazed at the English that they are able to produce and that comes out. All right, another awesome hobby, cooking and food. So cooking is genuinely one of the most underrated speaking topics for kids. So following a simple recipe together in English builds instruction language, again, sequencing, first, next, then, last, finally, whatever, right? And you can describe the ingredients and the steps out loud, and this builds vocab and clear communication skills. You can go deeper and talk about the different tastes. It tastes sweet, it tastes sour. The dark chocolate tastes bitter, right? Also, in my group classes, we have a couple awesome classes that are focused on cooking and baking. So I have a mug cake course in English. So the kids are so engaged, they forget that they're speaking in English, that they're using English, right? They don't even realize how much they're doing in the language. I also have another course called the Great English Bake Off. And this is awesome for kids who have a little bit more advanced cooking or baking skills. But they are great and they are so engaging. I have had students just absolutely flourish in these baking English courses. They practice their writing skills, they practice describing, they practice speaking, and they're learning a new skill or maybe improving upon a new skill of baking, right? It's incredible. And again, food is universal. Every child has opinions about food, and opinions are gold for speaking practice. Also, if you have a favorite recipe, go ahead and drop that in the comments. I absolutely love making things that my students share with me. For example, I have made tiramisu for my Italian student and many other recipes from students around the world. All right, so it also works super well with other topics such as sports. You can describe a match or predict the results. We have the World Cup coming up, so this would be a great one for my soccer fans to predict who is the winner. Gaming, yeah, so you can retell what happened in the game. Another one, music, so you can go ahead and sing along and talk about what the lyrics mean or how did those lyrics make you feel. Dance, there are so many dance English tutorials out there. You could do that together. Another one that my kids love doing in class with me are yoga safaris or just little quick yoga adventures. So we practice those skills of first, let's go ahead and, do our lion's breath or something like that, right? And they get to learn those skills and direction following, which is huge. And books, so you can retell the story out loud in English, right? So whatever your child is into, there is an English conversation just hiding inside of it. You just have to ask the right questions. Okay, so parents, this strategy works so well with any hobby, at any age, and any level. Again, kids love being the experts. So Step 1, go ahead and ask your child to tell you about their hobby in English. So just start there. Don't put a lot of pressure on them. Make it a very comfortable, safe environment where they can practice and make mistakes. Step 2, let them be the expert. My students love when they get to be the teacher. We switch roles. I am no longer teacher Allie, I am student Allie. And they are my teachers. So they get to be the experts. And remember, you are the curious audience, not the teacher. And step 3, don't interrupt or correct that grammar. Just keep that conversation going. Make sure you ask those why questions or provide support, such as sentence starters, whenever they need a little extra help. Again, as I mentioned in a lot of my videos, please give adequate wait time for your students or your children, at least 5 seconds. All right, so if you want structured practice that actually sticks, so I have lots of English confidence clubs that are perfect for kids 8 to 12 or 8 to 13, and they get to practice around topics that they love. So my classes are all built around the students and are student-led and student-driven. So they get their weekly practice built on their topics and interests that they love. So every lesson is level appropriate and it's also goal driven. So you will see results with your children as well. And remember, these aren't traditional English classes. They are structured conversation practice classes that build real confidence. And the link is in the description. Remember, spots are limited, so go ahead and sign up and check it out. Let me know if this is the right fit for your child. I'd love to meet them. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you at least one idea that you can try with your child today. And whatever hobby they love, that is your starting point. The English will follow. So go ahead and drop in the comments which hobby you think your child would use to practice English. And I read every single comment, so I'd love to know. And if this video helped you and your child, please share it with at least one other parent, because it helps me genuinely help other families and other kids learn English and feel really confident and excited to learn and speak. So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm here every week with real strategies for parents who want real results for their children. All right, I'll see you in the next one.